If there's over hundreds of handstand tutorials online which you've watched, then why is it that you still cannot hold a handstand? Because if you think about it, everyone searches for how to hold a handstand, but they all have different issues. Some people, they kick up and they fall forwards. Some people kick up, they fall back on their feet. Some people can balance for a split second, but then immediately collapse. All these problems have different reasons and different solutions. So no, you're not weak, and no, you don't need more drills. You need your own problem diagnosed so you know how to fix it. I know this because as a coach, I've helped hundreds of clients unlock their first handstand. However, I noticed that these problems usually fall into three main categories. But just a quick disclaimer, this video is for people who can already kick up, but they cannot balance. I made a full detailed video to help you actually kick up to a handstand. You can click right here. So now let's get to the three common mistakes stopping you from holding a handstand. The first problem is usually your shoulder positioning and angle. If your shoulder is not stacked well above your head, then you don't have a strong base to hold yourself upside down. And something you might notice is that you have a very closed shoulder angle. And because of that, you either fall directly back on your feet or you have to arch your back so much to even hold the position. In summary, it's usually your shoulder mobility or flexibility. Now, of course, there are certain exercises you can do for your shoulder mobility and flexibility specifically. But what I like to do and what I've done with most clients is I made sure they focus on specific exercise which imitates the handstand so they can actually improve their shoulder mobility and stacking in the handstand position. So the first fix for this is actually just holding the pike hold. This is where you expose your lack of shoulder mobility. And your goal is to be able to bring your ears between your arms and hold it for long enough. You don't want to have your elbows bent, and you want to constantly be pushing the ground away from you. And once you start nailing down this position, you want to do the same thing on the wall. So you do chest to wall handstand holds specifically in order to master that straight line alignment. Now you actually have a better stacking to hold the handstand for longer. But that doesn't mean you can control the handstand upside down, so therefore you're going to fall. And this brings me to the second mistake, and that is passively using your hands. Actually, yesterday when I was coaching my client Jude, I noticed there was this problem which stopped him from actually holding it upside down. His hands were not active at all. And what does passively using your hands mean? It means you're just placing your hands and not using it to counter falling. And you're not placing the pressure on the right point to actually hold it. In order to actively use your hands on the ground, you want to first of all spread your fingers and you want to start pushing with the tips of your fingers to gain control over your handstands. And the reason why is because most of the times when you're learning the handstand and you're trying to balance it, you often struggle with one main problem, and that is falling forward. So if you can just counter that, this will be enough for you to actually balance for a while. And therefore you need your fingers to push yourself back from falling forwards. The truth is, it requires a good amount of strength from your fingers. And the second thing about the pressure point is that it should be around your calluses, because this is almost the middle of your hand. So if the pressure is at the bottom of your palms, you're going to land back on your feet. And if all the pressure is on your fingers, it's going to require so much strength to push back, so you're going to fall forward. This is why the perfect spot is here on the calluses. So what is the perfect drill to actually fix this issue? Again, we go back to the previous exercise, which is either the pike hold or the wall handstand. And in that position, you want to intentionally lean forward, and then you want to use your fingers to push yourself back to the starting position, which is having your ears between your shoulders. And by doing this for repetitions, you start training yourself how to use your hands and your fingers properly to avoid falling forwards. And the most important point is to have the pressure on your calluses while you're doing this exercise. Please start with the pike position. As you get comfortable, you can put your feet on an elevated surface. And finally, you can go to the wall handstand and do that same drill. And now by fixing these first 2 points, you're very likely going to balance your handstands from now on. But if you don't use these smartly, you're going to fall to the third trap, which is going to stop you from actually learning it fast. And this brings me to the third problem, which is treating the handstand like a workout. When you're learning a skill, especially like the handstand, you want to practice as often as you can, so you teach your body how to hold that position. The more you expose yourself to that skill, the faster your body will learn it. So dedicating sessions for, 30 minutes or even an hour is going to probably fatigue you and burn you out. And you might actually struggle to stick to it for a long period of time. And funny enough, you're not actually exposing yourself often, because with a skill like the handstand, you don't want to be very intense with the training. You just want little but enough exposure for your body to start catching the movement faster and nailing it down. The fix is pretty simple. We use things like greasing the groove, where you perform multiple sets throughout the day. But I'm not talking about just kicking up to a handstand. I'm talking about using those drills I explained to you and doing them frequently throughout the day. So instead of putting, let's say, 10 sets into one session, which is going to fatigue you and reduce the quality, spread those sets throughout the day. You can do maybe 3 sets in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening. And please take your sweet time with the rest. Only perform the drills when you're physically ready. Don't get yourself out of breath and then force the skills. And with each of these exercises you're focusing on, of course you should be attempting the handstands, because in the end of the day, you're trying to teach your body how to kick up and hold it. Now, another quick disclaimer, if you're actually very serious about calisthenics and you're even dead serious about unlocking your first handstand in the next 30 days and balancing for over 10 to 20 seconds, then I highly recommend you actually join my academy. If you're interested, the link is down below. Otherwise, I want you to keep in mind that the handstand is a skill. And unfortunately, everyone who trains calisthenic skills are doing a lot of mistakes, which is actually stopping them. And I haven't spoken about these in this video. If you want to avoid these mistakes and unlock the handstand faster, then you can click on this video, fix the mistakes, and apply the strategies I talk about. If this video is helpful, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you there. Peace.